The MAGA faithful expressed their support for the former president in all the totally normal ways, with Confederate flags in Iowa and images of Trump on a velociraptor with a machine gun.
You know, people say, oh, that's a cult, blah, 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 but I feel like cult is such a negative word. We are not a cult. We are a group of Americans that love our country and want it back.
Are there any old hits or things you hope he goes back to?
Oh gosh, I feel like whatever he spews out of his mouth, I just love it. I just love...
You know, it doesn't matter what he says?
Yeah,
we're gonna love it. We're gonna love being here. We're gonna love hearing what he has to say.
But this isn't a cult.
No, I don't think so.
Not a cult at all. It's not like they would rather almost piss themselves than miss a second of the Donald speech. But if they're already looking to Trump's yet-to-be-announced 2024 campaign, what are the big issues?
I really hope he gets to the topic of the border crisis.
That's one of the bigger things right now because that's completely being brushed under the rug.
And you're from Iowa?
I'm from Iowa, yeah.
So you worry about people coming from Minnesota?
Trump's potential campaign would also be about healing the broken nation caused by the current Biden administration.
I mean, obviously, this administration is doing all it can to pit each other against each other.
Yeah, every way, shape, and form, they've been trying to divide it.
Yeah, it's like this administration is giving the middle finger to half the
Yes.
country.
The whole country, if you ask me.
And that's
the
just
whole damn country.
That's just wrong.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wrong.
We shouldn't be giving the middle finger to half the country.
Right.
We should be loving one another and working
We
together.
should be. We should be working together.
Right, right.
It doesn't matter what your opinions are. We can still be civil to each other.
Exactly.
And still be this great country that we are supposed to be, or we were at one point in time.
Yeah, doing this is childish.
Yes.
I've had people stop talking to me for my views.
You should show respect.
Yes.
What's going on with your shirts?
I think they speak for themselves, do they not?
Why doesn't someone want to engage with that? Am I right?
Exactly.
This is sort of like the Trump welcome sign, right?
Maybe the most surprising moment of the rally was when I ran into an old friend I thought I'd never see again.
Q's back! And there's Q shit everywhere!
Yes, the online conspiracy following a mysterious character known as Q was more popular than ever.
Is that a Q?
Yeah,
Are you a Q supporter?
certainly.
Wasn't Q's whole thing that Trump would be reinstated as president?
He's never left. There's no doubt in my mind, 150,000%.
That he's still president of the United States? Really? Does he still hold the powers of the presidency?
Well, he's been flying around the world on Air Force One. It says something.
I thought Joe Biden's technically on Air Force One. No. So they're faking it?
Yeah, it's not even a presidency.
Who is running the government right now?
President Trump
He's running the government.
and the military.
And he's running the military. So we should blame him for what happened in Afghanistan.
No,
But it's still his fault.
it's way beyond my.
Understanding.
I'm not.
Thank you for talking to me, George. Enjoy seeing current President Trump.
Thank you.
So Q is telling them that Trump is still the president, and also where to park their cars.
A lot of characters here today. We have a woman directing traffic wearing a QAnon shirt. I assume she's also inspecting cars for lizard people and make-believe pedophile rings.
And thanks to online bullshit, they have a very interesting take on who was behind the January 6th insurrection.
Oh, Antifa, like the corrupt FBI, basically rhinos, corrupt politicians, the deep state, all of that.
I don't believe that it was people like me and people like you see over there in that crowd that did it.
Who was behind?
FBI, CIA, Antifa were used, other groups like that.
It seemed like a lot of them were going into the Capitol to attack Nancy Pelosi and perhaps hang.
Who?
What's that?
Who? Which one? The one with the bullhorns? He's not a Trump supporter. I don't care what his resume says. He's not a Trump supporter. In fact, do you remember the picture of the plane in Afghanistan with all the people running next to it? That was a balloon plane. If you look at the pictures of the real plane, there's pieces that are missing from the real plane to that plane.
So you're saying there's a conspiracy around the Afghanistan withdrawal?
No, I'm saying that there was one guy there who ran. It's the only guy who turned to the camera and waved his hands. Do y'all remember that? Everybody remember that? He's the guy with the horns on his hat.
He was in Afghanistan?
Yes, go look at the pictures.
I think he's in jail right now.
No, that's what they who's gonna?
We gonna find pictures of like the horn guy in like the background of old Civil War photos or in paintings of the Revolutionary
I'm
War
just
time?
telling you the picture looks just like it.
Can America's centuries-old democracy survive the 2024 campaign? Maybe this guy knows.